We just got 2.5 inches of rain.
I know.
That wind, though.
So when we get that other equipment, like say that fire thing or some current event, we can just zip it right up there straight while he's talking. That's cool. Get to know it.
Let's look at it here.
Phone's off.
There we go. So do they come in under this one? Gus Lee. Good old Gus Lee from Shoto. Yo, Gus Lee. Huh. Hey, do you think you could have 4 tickets for when you come back to Little Rock? Do I know you, or should I just give away 4 tickets? Yeah, well, 4 tickets for everybody. Four for everybody. How do we do? No, you getting it? Careful. Oh, we're back. We're going to do this one.
Yeah.
Did you fail, Bo?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I just wanted to make it easy on your eyes.
Oh, thank you. It should be coming up on there, shouldn't it? Oh, amazing. Thank you. Denise in Vegas, good to see everybody. Happy Tuesday from Arkansas. Where is your sign on the wall? We got this instead. Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh, sorry. We got rid of the sign that was this big for a TV. We are so happy with the TV. Dave, did you see it? We're so proud of our TV monitor. Oh, Murphy is at the Big Bull Bar and Grill in Winston having some Bloody Marys. Murphy Hershey, good job. We're so proud of this TV monitor and got rid of the little paper sign. Hey, where's your sign on the wall? It's a TV monitor. Funny. So, wow, Murphy is in a bar drinking Bloody Marys and has us on. Maybe they have us on the big screen in Winston. Hello to everybody in Winston. Love the locker room lives that you do. We like those too. We'll do a couple more. It's a good thing I don't catch us when we're fighting or having a meeting with the bosses. Or anyway, how you doing? Did you get it now? There you go. You get a ticket and you get a ticket and you get a ticket. Oh, Rob, thanks. Missing the NCAA tournament for you. I'm missing the NCAA tournament to be here as well. So, yeah, put the schedule up on it. That's not a bad idea. I'll tell you, give us time. Give us time and we will be able to put the PBR schedule on the screen behind me. That is actually true. We can do that. That would be a good idea. And you put, hey people, here's the damn schedule. Oh, now we know why Murphy's not at work today. Oh, that's a poem, apparently. Yeah. Love the Winston Bar. Oh, see, got people going now. Just came on from Vermont. Oh, look now that if they could see how fancy the budget is getting bigger, except for the piece of paper we just used. Arizona women's team made the Final Four, first time in history. That's amazing. I didn't know that. Can I? Now everybody wants a ticket. Everybody. There we go. How we doing? Do you want your big computer back now? I'll just do this. I don't think it's in the picture. There we go. All right. It's about the same time. We're trying some, everybody, we're trying some new equipment here. Anyway. So excuse us, we're kind of mixing some things around. Just we're progressing in our technological advancements. And it's kind of fun, actually. So hey, it's Doctors Day. Give a shout out to all those doctors out there. All right. Shout out. All you doctors, it's apparently Doctor Day. Put the bullfighter story up there. Where is Shorty? Wow. How many weeks in a row? We should keep track how many weeks in a row somebody asks where Shorty is and how many times I say. Are your words supposed to be in sync with your mouth, or is this like a bad Godzilla movie? One person said, so I don't know. Somebody was just at the Grizzly Bar in Roscoe last week. Oh, so first it's tickets. Now we're going to find out what bar everybody's at. Hopefully get to see you in Sioux Falls, South Dakota this year. How about next week? Would that be okay, Dan? Next weekend? That'll work for everybody. Get your tickets. No restrictions, no pod seating, no spread out seating in Sioux Falls. You know why? Because it's South Dakota. That's right. It's the place to find the latest information on tour stops. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate that. Yep, Jimmy, you can have a ticket too. Whereas Jesse, actually, as I said the last couple weeks, Jesse is from Canada. And Jesse's got some other stuff going. He's been doing some work. He has the choice to come. He's coming to Sioux Falls, actually. Jesse Byrne. So it'll be Frank, Jesse, and Cody. So, yeah, the Zags win it. Gonzaga with the win. Oh, see, Pendleton Whiskey sign is back in its rightful spot. Yeah, see, Instagram, you don't get all this because you don't see the whole set. Welcome, everybody. I just as well. I can't find DVDs online for PBR. I've never bought a DVD for PBR, so I can't help you. Do people buy DVDs anymore? So, what's that, Dave?
You can't play them anymore.
Yeah, I know. Got to say, Flint, Louisville had some good Bulls brought. How do you think next week's Bulls are going to be? Probably pretty dang good. Yeah. Going to see y'all in Oklahoma City in middle of next month. Great. When is JB going to ride? I have no idea. I don't talk to JB. JB, I don't talk to him every day. I couldn't tell you. JB has been, by the way, welcome everybody. But I've had other people ask me about JB. JB's not hurt. Like, he's not out with injury. He has been going to tour. He has been going to the tour stops as a world champion exemption. He can go, and I don't know how many they get, like 8 or something like that. He just has chosen to not go for a while. But keep in mind, and this is just fact, he maybe had one qualified ride for the first 2 months of the season. So I think he decided he's going to some rodeos and stuff. Somebody said, what happened to your podcast with Steve Warner? This podcast with Steve Warner is audio only. So it's there. The link is there. There was a misunderstanding. We posted the video to YouTube, and there was a misunderstanding with his publicists that they didn't know they had agreed to do video. So the Steve Warner audio is there. Check it out. Also still available right now is Charmaine James for a couple more days, and we'll get to the next one coming out Thursday. How much training do the bullfighters have to have before getting into the arena? There's kind of only one way to do it, and that's in the arena. But just so you know, Kirk, they don't start at the PBR Unleash the Beast tour. So anyway, all right. Well, welcome everybody again. Been some good questions already. You good? You doing all right? It's working. See, Bo's right here working, looking over my shoulder, working on some new equipment. We're trying, as I said last week, coming up in the next month or so, we're working on, like we say, our set is changing all the time. Thanks to Logan Allen, the bearded one, and David, the Godfather. Bo's working on equipment. We got a new TV monitor. As we go, you can see our graphic up there. As we go, we'll be able to show some footage, maybe some graphics. Maybe we'll just put the whole damn PBR schedule up there. The whole time. So the whole time, we can put it up there. And then we'll put a whole graphic up here with a paragraph explaining where Jesse and Shorty are. And JB. We'll just have a list. But anyway, in the next month, you're going to see some new things. We're going to be a little more structured, bring some bits and pieces in here that will make things better. I will not be at the Silver Spurs Rodeo in Kissimmee, Florida, because I don't do rodeos. I do PBR only. So no, I will not. But I will be. We go towards the end of May. The PBR Unleash the Beast tour goes back to Jacksonville, Florida. So I will be in Jacksonville. Jacksonville. Apparently PBR. Now you got to listen to everything I'm about to say. Don't go off and say Flint said Jacksonville is going to be 100%, but I know they're working on getting Jacksonville a full capacity. So that would be fun. It's just in works. I can't guarantee that. So anyway, great weekend this past weekend. Thanks to everybody who came out to Louisville, downtown Louisville, Kentucky, to the KFC Yum Center, and we had a yummy time. And everybody who watched on Ride Pass or CBS Sports Network or CBS, there where the 15:15 aired, congratulations to Kaiki Pacheco for the third time this season with the big win on the Unleash the Beast tour. He was at eight in a row and bucked off at 7.5 seconds to ride his ninth bull in a row. Somebody just said, I see you wearing the heart monitor. Today or in the arena? No, I don't wear a heart monitor in the arena. I wear a microphone and an IFB. I was joking. Those aren't pacemakers or heart monitors. That's equipment to hear and talk. There you go. That's what Jared says. I need a slideshow with all the answers to the repeated questions. Brendan, let's not ask Flynn about the damn schedule of where he will be for once. This is like telling kindergartners when snack time is. Oh, that's funny. Thank you, Brendan. I appreciate that. Anyway, again, congratulations, Kaiki Pacheco. And if you're wondering, Kaiki Pacheco, Jose Vitor Lemi, Joao Ricardo Vieta, all those guys, really great quality guys, sharp guys, good for business, good for our sport. And I know a lot of people, hey, it's a tour in the U.S., so it's natural to cheer for our American riders. I do the same too, but those guys, they're quality guys. They're great bull riders, and so congratulations. Kaiki is great. Yes, I will be in Omaha the 1st and 2nd. There's some good ideas. And no, KFC did not. I got asked that a lot. It was in the KFC Yum Center, and we did not have fried chicken we did not have KFC for catering. Hey, Michelle. Yeah. Somebody just said the set is so much better on Facebook than Instagram. That is the point. We want everybody to start migrating to Facebook. Because when, or YouTube, we're live on YouTube either, because when we get all our equipment and this set and we can show things, frankly, I'll tell you right now, in the next month or so, we're going to be Facebook and YouTube only. Instagram, we appreciate the 35 people watching, but we'll take the 400, 500, and the eventual 12,000 views here on Facebook. Jake Molberg, I do want to say, Jake is on tonight. They did have KFC on the concourse. Our friend Jake Mulberg has been on the crew for, I don't know, you can tell me, Jake, I see you're on here, 3 years or so. And Louisville was his last show as a member of the crew. He and his lovely fiance, Paige, I call Jake grilled cheese and Paige tomato soup, of course. They are getting married. He's pursuing some other things. One of our quality guys on our crew. And so we wish you well, Jake. You're the best. So, and I should mention my shirt of the day. Finally, my friend Kayla Florshinger, a former White Sulphur Springs resident, sent me LFL. That's right, Lingle, Fort Laramie, Wyoming. The Lingle, Fort Laramie Doggers. That's right, rodeo people. That's a freaking bulldogger as a logo. This is right up one of my favorites of the year. So, and Kayla not only sends me 2 shirts, picked my favorite one, also a Lingle Fort Laramie Doggers cup. That's right. You can guess. You can guess tonight what we're having. Why don't they have PBR Brazil? Coydale Thomas says. How do you think the Brazilian riders qualify to get to the U.S.? The PBR has offices and tours in 5 countries: Canada, U.S., Mexico, Australia, and Brazil. They have a PBR tour in Brazil, but it's not. This is where the world champion is determined on the Unleash the Beast tour. So all of those tours, if they do well there, they get to come to our tour. And then once they get over here, they do very well. Guess what? They give up their culture. They leave their families. They leave everything they've known their whole lives behind. They deserve respect, because imagine if one of us dropped everything, left our families, our culture, our language, and went and immersed ourselves in a country where they had to book hotel rooms, book plane tickets, and they do that and then step in the arena and ride bulls and win. That shows how good they are. The reason they're good, because there's not usually a plan B. They just, they're hungry. They work hard. This is their plan, to come to the U.S. and make it and try to be a world champion bull rider. So yeah, there is PBR Brazil. That's how they get here. So we don't just let people come and enter. Ooh, Louisville this week, Jimmy. Hey, Logan, let's enter. So anyway, that's how it goes. Oh, let's see what else. New podcast this week, Thursday, the usual time, the usual place, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. I never remember. 5 o'clock Mountain Time. And this week, really a pleasure. We've had great podcasts. Most of them have been really, really good. They just seem, every time we do one recently, we're like, man, I think that might have been our best one. If you are a rodeo fan, and even if you are not, 5-time world champion bareback rider, I think will go down as possibly the greatest bareback rider. Did I say bareback rider? Bareback rider of all time, Casey Field, 5-time world champion, joins us on According to Flint, available 5 o'clock Mountain Time, PM on Thursday. Watch for it on, we'll put all the links for the audio. We will also post it to YouTube as well. Casey Field he's funny, he's smart, he's deep, tells great stories, talks a lot about his dad, Louis Field. It's a really, really, really great podcast. So looking forward to that this week. Oh, I think it's time we had a review. Speaking of people asking the same questions a lot. So we're going to have a little review because people have been asking me things. A lady, and I'm not necessarily calling you out, but I guess I am calling her out, sort of, asked, what's with all the empty seats at these PBRs? Another gentleman posting a comment under a social media post by PBR, all these empty seats, and you still want to charge $100 or $200 for them. Okay, little review. Read the news. We sell what we are allowed to sell. in that particular arena, in that city, that county, that state. Lately, Kansas City, well, pretty much all of them, Glendale, Kansas City, Louisville. Glendale was a little bigger. It's been about 30% this past weekend in Louisville. I think it was 28%. We had 4,000 people in an 18,000 seat arena. So when you were seeing empty seats, technically Saturday night in Louisville, we were a sellout completely. Sold every single ticket that we were allowed to sell. So when you see empty seats, that's what we are allowed to do still. I know sometimes in our small towns, oh my God, I got to answer that question. Sorry, there's a question that flustered me. When you go to small towns, it might be easy to forget, or if you, in our world, we just have to keep up with that stuff, so it's common knowledge to us. When we go to Sioux Falls next week, it's 100% because they allow us to sell every ticket in the arena, and that'll be the first time. That will be, I don't know if we'll completely sell out, but at least people will be sitting next to each other. Will be great. And we can't say no to that. We can't say, well, we could. We could say, no, we're not going to do that. If we can't sell them all, we're not coming. Well, then we'd have one event this year, Sioux Falls, because we have not been allowed to sell 100% capacity at any event in a year. Anywhere, nowhere. So we could, people say, oh, stand up for yourself, screw that. Well, no, I'm a for-profit organization. This is not our hobby. So we keep going to work and the bull riders keep riding because we have to abide by the rules. Like, for instance, Kansas City, a couple weekends before we were in Kansas City, Disney on Ice came. They did one night, and they had all their protocols they said they were going to do. They didn't do them, and then had some people test positive. The building shut them down, sent them home. They closed the show down on them. So we have to do that. So I see a lot of people also sorry, I get caught reading. You know how I do. Because, you know why I look down? Because I'm curious if the people commenting are anything at all listening to what I'm saying. That's my biggest question. I also see a lot of people saying, lose the masks behind the chutes. Come on, Cowboys. Somebody called us the new cowards of the country because all the Cowboys wear masks behind the chutes. You know why? Because it's written in our protocols, and we guarantee the buildings we go to, our workers will wear masks, and the Cowboys, when not on a bull, will have masks on. If we do not do that, they will shut down our show. I'm just filling you in, okay? We will let you know when this whole thing's over, or you can watch the news. Somebody just asked, speaking of news, this is what flustered me, and it made me, I think these guys can tell when I go. Somebody just asked, did you see it? If a social media platform pops up that's less liberal, will you go to that? No, I like my numbers, and I'm not doing anything here for one, I've always said if I state something, I will have facts to back it up. I'll let you know when I give you my opinion, but like I gave the analogy before, social media is like the modern day National Enquirer. It's just that we used to read the National Enquirer at the magazine rack before we paid for our groceries, and we'd put it back and walk away from it and forget about it. Now we share it with our neighbors and have 80% of it's not true. Everything I say on here, I give pretty accurate stuff. I think people know the way I live my life, that I'm fairly conservative. I'm not a cheerleader for one candidate or one president or one party or another, but I think people are pretty familiar with how I think and how I feel. But no, I can't think of, listen, you're probably right. I know people are saying Flint will be talking and then, oh shit, squirrel. Well, then quit saying stupid stuff. But why? I don't know. The guy that asked that question, you might want to go on my profile on my fan page for Facebook. I have 106,000 followers. No, hell no, I'm not leaving. No, we're doing okay here, and nobody bugs us. We're here. Anyway, nobody shuts us down because we're not extreme here. We're just talking about stuff. Until you say something stupid, then, Anyway, let's see. Why do people not listen? You answer these questions week after week. Tyler Florshinger, my wife's pretty excited. You're rocking the LFL Dogger shirt. I know. The guys can vouch for me here. I was pretty jacked about this one. I was. I'm pretty jacked that the Doggers Cup holds some Pendleton 1910 for us today. Yeah. Okay. What else? Hey, some March Madness going on. Congratulations tonight. Gonzaga advances the Zags from Spokane, Washington. Remember when they first got popular and everybody on the national media called it Spokane? Yeah, it's Spokane. I think they're a major program now. I just can't. I've been watching some basketball, and because I love the tournament and I love to see how great the game has gotten, but I just can't get the spirit. Part of so much of the March Madness, the tournament, especially when it gets to the Final Four, so much of it for me is seeing 18, 19, 20-year-old kids running out onto the basketball floor in front of 60,000 people in a big football stadium with a basketball floor in the middle. Because it's that energy and that pressure on kids that age playing the game of basketball. I can't imagine what great athletes they are to be able to pull that off. To me, that's 80% of why I watch March Madness. So with the tiny crowds and the different things, I can't get into it as much because I have run out in front. I think the biggest one-day crowd I've ever performed in front of was AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. 1 year, one night, we had 47,000 people. And that was full for what we did because we used to curtain off the top level. So it was full, 47,000. And I understand that energy. What happens is, especially with kids playing basketball, and it happens in football, there's so much adrenaline that you do stupid stuff. You overshoot. What can happen is in the first 10 minutes, 5 minutes you play, you get so tired from all that energy that you got to take a break and you get exhausted, and it can be detrimental. But I have been out there and felt that energy and that pressure, and that's why it's interesting to me. So that's a lot of it to me. That's why, I don't really watch it NBA anyway, especially with no crowds. So, but March Madness, I love to see good basketball. Houston advanced to the Final Four last night for the first time since 1984. Phi Slamma Jamma. Gonzaga moving on. Who else moved on? Not Oregon State. Who beat them? Who beat Oregon? Alabama. They must play again, though. There must be one more. I don't know. I can't keep up with it all. Anyway, Gonzaga is undefeated, and I'm pulling for Gonzaga and Coach Mark. Phew. Okay, I'll take a second to look. Could you call Dale Brisby and see when JB is coming back to the PBR? I don't have to call Dale Brisby, and he's a character. You guys know that. Glad you're a fan of Dale, or whatever his name is. He broke his collarbone the other day. I was going to text him and see how recent that was. He got bucked off a horse on camera. Yeah. Texas Rangers completely opened up their stadium and only 12,000 came. I don't think that's actually not true because the regular season of baseball has not started yet. So Jane, you're from Canada. If you're watching the news that you get pumped to you in Canada, yeah, for one, it says they probably made it up. I've watched the news in Canada. Yeah, they're not playing in their stadium yet. It's still spring training.
Is he talking about the NFR?
No, baseball. The Texas Rangers, they're not even playing there yet. So, okay, there's an example of you gotta have your stuff backed up. Yeah. Hey, Flint, looking forward to Billings. Can you talk about that? Okay. What should I talk about? I'm looking forward to Billings too. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Really, too. Yeah. Baylor beat Alabama. That's right. No, Baylor beat Alabama. So who beat Oregon State? Oh, Houston's the one that beat Oregon State. Then Baylor beat Alabama. Sorry about that. So anyway, love your shirt. Yep. Oh, let's see. Hi, Flint. Sorry, your phone was dead. Oh, Dominic, about time you got here. Phone was dead. Yes. Oh, I got to touch the screen so it doesn't go dead. Okay, thanks. Well, Jane says it was in the news, Jane from Canada, about the Texas Rangers. You misunderstood, Jane. They are not playing, I'm sure, unless they're finishing up spring training in Texas and play a game. But it's not, well, for one, it's not opening day yet. Baseball has not had opening day yet. So, yeah. No, well, that's what they said. Like I said, the news in Canada might have told. Will Montana be at full capacity? No, I believe Billings will be 50%. No, we're not quite there yet here. They had an exhibition game. 12,911 fans in Globe Life Field, Texas Rangers, but it was an exhibition game. It's against the Brewers. It's not the regular season yet. So, and they lost 4-0. So that's exhibition game. So I'll tell you, I can almost guarantee, Jane, I know you, I'm pretty sure you are from Canada. I've watched the news in Canada, and they will twist. See, Canada, they probably said, oh, look at how scared everybody is. Only 12,000 people showed up. Let's see what happens on opening day. Thursday. This Thursday is opening day. So that's your Canadian media will get the actual number on opening day. I don't know if it probably won't be a sellout. I don't know if it'll be a sellout. I'll guarantee there will be more than 13,000 people there because it's real. It's, Pendleton does both PBR and PRCA same week. Amanda, no, not anymore. The PBR in Happy Canyon is no longer a PBR. It is a PRCA Extreme Bulls, which means I am not going because I work PBR only. So that was we covered that last week. So now everybody's saying when opening day on baseball is. So, let's see this day in history. We talked about this. I had it on my paper, by the way ahead of you. This day in history, March 30th, 1981, Ronald Reagan, on his way to his limo after a speaking engagement, was shot by John Hinckley. Almost died. Worse than people realized. Ronald Reagan, I think he was 69 years old at the time he was shot. He was tough, man. He said that when he got pushed they pushed him so hard into the limo, he didn't even know he got hit, and they thought he hit a rib and maybe broke a rib when they pushed him in the car, and he actually got shot. John Hinckley, wasn't he the one that was crazy? He was trying to impress Tatum O'Neal or Jodie Foster, Jodie Foster, and he's still, did he die? Or is he free? He was insane. He went into a mental ward, which is prison, basically. So, let's see. I believe I was seventh grade. Yeah, 81. I remember my principal, Mr. Rathman, Stan Rathman. We used to get all their phone calls because we were by each other in the phone book, and it was Stan Rathman or Stan Rasmussen. And he came in the room and said, I just want everybody to know the president was shot. It looks like he's going to be, and told us, and here we are, seventh graders going, okay, like, all right, you're in seventh grade. But anyway, that was an interesting time. There was a lot of good stuff on TV today about that. What else? A year ago, we lost Joe Diffie. Oh, there you go. A year ago yesterday, Joe Diffie died. There you go. San Diego. Parents are pretty happy in San Diego, right, Dave? We were talking about this before we went on. Parents in San Diego are really happy because their kids have not been allowed to go to school, and partially some of them are opening in a couple weeks. However, they're looking for volunteer teachers because 13 to 17-year-old migrant kids that have been stuck at the border are going to get in-person education, while 130,000 kids in the same San Diego school district are not getting in-person education. So there you go. I didn't really give an opinion. I just told you the facts. See how that works? But I can say, here's my opinion. That's the dumbest crap I've ever heard in my life. Anyway, and that's not hold on. That's not derogatory towards the migrant kids. They should get an education. That's not derogatory towards them. That's derogatory to the fact that that group got priority for in-person instruction before the kids in the actual school district in San Diego. That's fact. There you go. Are there any good shows to go watch in Fort Worth, Texas? I want to go to one for my bachelor party. What shows? Just go to the stockyards and hang out. Go to whatever. That's an interesting. There you go. Question of the week. Little known fact, actually, this isn't little known, but I'll correct you on this. Little known fact, Flint Raz, was when Reagan a month later was giving a speech outside the White House and a balloon popped and Reagan said, "Missed me." That is true. However, you got your facts wrong. He was given it, I believe, at the wall in Germany. He was in Germany. He was out. He was not at that happened later. He was outside the country. Check on that. I'm pretty sure. Of course I'm right. So it's the fact, the balloon thing where he said, "Missed me." That was funny, but it was in Germany. There you go. See, I'm well read. You can't slip a lot by me. You guys have realized, you've learned that. My guys have learned that. Thinking about the people out in South Dakota, big fire, Rapid City, up between Rapid City and Mount Rushmore. About 400 homes have got evacuated. Love Western South Dakota. And thinking about those people up there, it's early for fires. The wind, I will say, the wind from all across Montana out into the Dakotas. Oh, Timber Tuckness just fact-checked me. West Berlin. Told you. I'm telling you. Taught history. Anyway, we love South Dakota, Western South Dakota, so thinking about those people, hoping the wind has been the biggest problem. So hoping those winds calm down. We just, a couple weekends ago, we got about 2.5 inches of rain here in the Billings area, and there's still some fires. Just when you get the wind blowing that hard, it's tough to not have something happen. Let's see. Teachers unions. There you go. Yeah, they'll shut us down if we start talking. By the way, you people are going to have to come up with your own drinking game, because I'm very conscious now, after all those times of saying you people, that I don't say it anymore. So I would like to say, drink on your own. Just go. What are your thoughts on Yakima Canutt? Wasn't Yakima Canutt the Native American guy that did so good at the Pendleton Roundup early in its infancy of the Pendleton Roundup? He was a star. I believe. There you go. That's my thoughts. That's all I know. What is the heck is the point of the stars? People give us stars, right? I got to ask. Somebody just asked. Amanda asked. Doesn't that in the Facebook world translate? Do we get money? Now the person giving the stars isn't paying us.
Yeah, they're the ones sending the money.
Oh, the people. So the people that put in stars are paying. So it's not Facebook doesn't see them. And oh, well, thank you for the people. Jane's mad at me now. Fact check then. New York Times, not Canadian news. No, the New York Times is way worse. But no, Jane, I will apologize for this, Jane, because I like you. You're on her all the time. It was true they had a game in Globe Life Field, the Texas Rangers, and they only had 13,000 people. But the part that wasn't mentioned in what you saw was it was an exhibition game. It wasn't regular season. So, Jane, but I will say this, New York Times, very much like what you read in Canada. Worse. I can give that opinion. I think the New York Times is a rag. There you go. That's an opinion. That's what I think. There, see how I designated that? There's no, I'm not going to give any deep facts to back it up. Yeah. Anyway, I was called a racist once by a lady, and I looked in her profile, and she was a former reporter for the New York Times. Shocker. Yeah. Even though I was at the show on Sunday. It was my first PBR, and now I want to go to all of them, even though I felt like people weren't as cheery. On Saturday night, they're very cheery. Sunday, they're a little more quiet. Paul Wolf says he drinks when I drink because he doesn't want me to drink alone. Troy says, don't whisper, Flint. You have a mic. We can hear you. I know it's an effect. It's a comedic effect. It's, hey, do they pay us? See that? It's funny. Is it? What? Oh, this? All right. Cooper Tire Fan of the Week this week. I threw it out there. We're staying positive. Oh, yeah. That's me. What is the best place to get news in your opinion? Gretchen says. I don't know. I'm so fret. Where is the best place to get news? I have no idea. I will give you a fact from, this is a fact, a one-on-one, not roundabout, to my face statement from a gentleman that used to be very close with. He's actually, I'll say it, he's my former brother-in-law, and he is very high up in the United States Air Force, former F-16 fighter pilot. He's pretty much one of the, I don't know, I'm not clear what rank he is right now. I think he's a captain. And one holiday we were together, and we asked him when in the military, when they had the news on, to try and get facts that were, pretty accurate, where they were able to sort things out and get accurate news. Any guesses? What they had on in like the areas on their bases to get the news? Fox News. That's not opinion. I'm just telling you what he said they would have on, because they were able to get they felt the most accurate depiction of what they were doing over in the Middle East. And he was talking about being in the Middle East. So I don't know if that answered your question, but there you go. I thought that was, and he was pretty high up. So anyway, Cooper Tire Fan of the Week. So staying positive. I wanted something with all the negativity and the struggles the world has been going through, something positive going on in your life, something great, something inspiring. There you go. Lots of good ones. A lot of people, now when I say a lot, we didn't have tons of responses, but pretty good. It had good feedback. Lots of people, it was their faith. It all had to go, we know it's in God's hands. God's got my back. Somebody said, I like that. So their faith that they have, and their family being healthy, those were some pretty general ones. And I like those. I really do. You know what? That's why people have faith, because in tough times, you have a place to go. You have someone to lean on. You have that feeling inside you that somebody has your back. And that's the purpose of faith. And if people don't want to have faith and want to take their own path, that's fine. But don't insult, don't degrade the people that have it. There was a guy, and it was years ago, I did a radio thing in Vegas, and the station was at the top of the stratosphere. I remember we rode up there early in the morning, and this country singer, I wish I remember who he was. He had written a song and he performed it. And it was, the gist of the song was, I can believe in God and I can believe in my faith. And if I'm wrong, I got nothing to lose. I've still had something to hold on to. But what if I'm right and you're wrong? That's a good way to look at it. There you go. Who would be your ultimate interview? I can do that right now. We're working on Garth Brooks. That'd be pretty good. What else? Who would be awesome? Working on Mark Harmon too, but that'd be a good one. Who would be someone that's a big star that would fit and we'd have good chemistry? The ultimate would be whoever we name sitting right across this table from me. Garth would be good. You know who would be good? No chance. No chance. Cross the table, sipping tequila, whatever kind of tequila he endorses. George Strait.
Codigo. That's his tequila.
Codigo. Yeah. George Strait. Wouldn't that be cool? Just sit here like this and talk about how he came up and how, the one thing about George Strait as a country music singer as opposed to some, the hat and the Wranglers and stuff isn't a uniform. It's not a costume. That's just George. He ropes, he puts on rope, and he's a cowboy. Anyway. Best 3 journalists in rodeo PBR. Me, Justin Velisco, and me. I don't know. Used to be Kendra Santos. I think it's probably still, she doesn't actually work for the PRCA, but Kendra, best of all time. I'll do that. Okay, so lots in the faith department. Timber, you're on here. Timber Tuckness really did. He's been fan of the night before. Timber, I got to give you credit. You come up with some, you have some good one. He said this week, I'll paraphrase, I got calls from a bunch of rodeos from North Dakota to California that are going to happen this year. And basically he said, it inspired me to get in shape, dust off the Village Idiots. He does the act with the village people, fuel up, put diesel in the pickup, and get ready to go to rodeos. So that was a good one, Timber. I appreciate that. A couple people here close to home, a family that I'm acquainted with, and a couple of people brought it up. They're inspired by the family, that family and community for rallying for the family affected by a real terrible car crash up by Great Falls. And I'm familiar with those people, and everybody's praying for them. Everybody from parents to the little kids were in the car, and not to get too much detail, but a real tragedy there. So Katie Dixon, who's a big PBR fan, she's inspired and positive by the healthcare community, the people she works with, that how they came together during everything in the last year and rallied, no questions asked. My friend Robin Blunt, who's a big PBR fan also, and I knew she traveled a lot. She traveled overseas serving her country. She spent 22 years serving the U.S. as a foreign service officer with the State Department. Cool lady, really cool lady. And she's retiring. And she can go to more PBRs and spend time in the country that she served for a long time. Trevor Douglas says J.B. Mooney would be the ultimate interview. Oh, we did one. We did one with him. We already got him. And I see him all the time. So, Melanie, her son inspires her. She's serving in his 8th year as a Marine. One last one before I get to our winner. My friend Sandy Hodgkiss, who is in here a lot. She's a friend from Shoto and someone else we lost in my hometown. She said as she prepared the music for the funeral of our friend Ethel Lee LaBaugh, Sandy did all the music for her funeral, which was this morning. She was reminded what a great lady she was. She went to all the Shoto Bulldog games, cheered them on even long after her kids were grown. She visited sick people, elderly friends. She went to the coffee shop seeing who needed a friend. And Ethel Lee LaBaugh was inspiring. So Ethel Lee, her funeral was this morning. Her husband, Don LaBaugh, was a photographer for the Shoto Acantha newspaper for years. Did all our senior pictures, all 4 of us kids. Sean was in high school when I was, and Jack and Kaylee and everybody. So Sandy, I like that one. So, yep, Ethel Lee, she was a great member of the community in Shoto. So, but I thought one was perfect. Thanks, Bo. For my Cooper Tire fan of the night, I thought this one, if you want to be inspired, Bobby Stewart. And I looked trying to figure it. From all I can see, Bobby lives in Indiana, and that makes sense because he saw me Saturday night in Louisville, at the PBR. So Bobby says this, saw you Saturday night in Louisville. We were behind the drunk guys in the front row, close to the kid who got Cooper Tire fan of the night. They were out of control. By the way, one of the drunk guys in the front had a like crotch area of jeans cut out and tied as a mask, and he'd unzip them and drink. Classic mask. Our inspiration is our baby boy who went into full respiratory failure last year, the day before Easter. He technically died twice at the ER before being transported to Riley Children's Hospital in Indianapolis, a great place, I've been told. He was an inpatient for 96 days. We found out he had a rare genetic disorder called congenital central hypoventilation syndrome. There are only about 1,800 cases known worldwide. He had a tracheostomy and a G-tube placed. Now, a year later, he is thriving and crawling and trying to talk. And that is what we are thankful for this Easter. If it almost makes you cry, then you picked the right winner. So Bobby Stewart, thank you for coming, first of all, to see us in Louisville, and wish your little boy a happy Easter. And you are my Cooper Tire fan of the week. My man Casey Ackerman will be in touch with you and send you some swag. So, top PBR fighter could interview top PRCA fighter. Yeah, not it. We're all friends. It doesn't really matter. We're all friends there. So, anyway, let's see. A reminder, Thursday, 5 o'clock Mountain Time, a must-listen, a must-see podcast according to Flint. Casey Field, 5-time world champion bareback rider. Who knows? He could win 2 or 3 more as well. He's a father, a husband, a good son. He's Veronica's kid, Louie's kid. Tells a great story of his brother, Shad, who was in a plane, piloted a plane and saved people's lives as the pilot. But great stories. Really some deep inspirational thoughts from Casey. So watch for that. We'll post all the links right here on Facebook and Instagram on According to Flint. Follow that. And we'll put the link to YouTube as well. This weekend we do have off as far as the PBR goes. I'm going Easter Sunday up to Choteau, Montana to spend Easter Sunday with my 2 girls and my parents. So enjoy that, everybody. And then the next weekend, we'll be back here next Tuesday, but next weekend, get ready. Get your tickets to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It is going to be the first sense of very much normalcy for all of us in the PBR as we sell tickets so people can sit by each other, sweat on each other, spill beer on a stranger, hug each other, sing along, dance, and have a good time, and live a life that we are not afraid, but still being smart. So thanks for joining us on According to Flint Live, working on some new things. Cheers, everybody. And can we cheers and say Happy Easter? Yeah, of course. Have a good Friday. To me is a holiday as well. I think that's a very, when you really think about it, we celebrate Christmas as a commercial holiday more in this country than Easter. But Easter, really, Easter's the holiday. Yeah, that's right. When we talked about faith and people's beliefs, Easter's the one. So happy holiday week and happy Easter, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you. Oh, you can turn it off from there now. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for joining us, everybody.